Hey, welcome to Drew Code Sports Talk. I am your host, Andrew Wright. Over here is my co-host, Cody Johnson. And we are going to be doing our segment, Cool Takes. Wait, is it Cool Takes? It's Quick Takes. Oh.
Forgive me, folks, he's getting old.
So I gotta put away the sunglasses.
What kind of sunglasses are those?
Oh, these are Canon Hardcores. I gotta tell you, I had one guy who told me, he was like, did you really bring up what sunglasses you wore? And I go, yeah, because I'm trying to get some sponsorship, man. So why don't you back off? So anyway,
don't be hating on
so if you guys hate it, whatever, we're trying. Okay. Anyway, we are going to be doing our quick takes. Well, I'll ask you the question. You can answer it. Give me your quick take, basically.
Do I have to be quick? I like to talk a lot.
You can talk.
I've been told I don't talk enough on this show.
Yeah, multiple times.
A lot of times.
I've been told that I talk too much.
I don't. Anyways.
So, the first question here is the brand new trade that just happened yesterday. Todd Frazier is traded to the Yankees. Does it make them better?
Well, the whole trade had a relief pitcher and a starting pitcher, and then Todd Frazier to the Yankees. I like the trade in a whole, and I don't think Todd Frazier is going to necessarily get them over the hump. I think the two pitchers will help them because their bullpen and their starting pitchers they lost Pena for the rest of the season. They've got CC Sabathia, who's on his last leg, and it's starting to show now. He's not as his velocity isn't as good with his pitches as it was earlier this season. It's starting to show. So I think those pitchers will help. But if anything, I think this will improve their chances for like a AL wild card. But Todd Frazier himself is not enough to get the roster or the lineup over the top. I think the pitchers are what does it for me.
I think Todd Frazier wins you a couple of games here and there. He's a big power hitter, and the Yankees are stacked with it now. You got Gary Sanchez, you got Aaron Judge, you have Todd Frazier now. Sterling Castro is having a fantastic year this year.
Matt Holliday is doing really good too.
Yeah, and Brett Gardner is actually surprising me with the way he's been hitting. So they have a really good lineup. So I feel like it does improve their lineup. Is it going to improve Todd Frazier's batting average? Absolutely not. He's still going to hit 220. But he might have 30 home runs this year. He might even have more. He might get up to almost 40. I would say probably around 35 is going to be his max. But that's a lot of home runs. That's a lot of runs. That's a lot of wins that you get.
Right.
So I feel like it does bring them into a playoff spot for sure. Specifically the wild card, because I think Boston's on a complete tear right now.
They found their stride.
But does it make them essentially better? It makes them better in their lineup. They're still going to have the issue, as you just said. The starting pitching is still going to be bad. I think their relief pitching is good, but your starting pitching is going to hurt you.
Yeah.
With Michael Pineda having a career year that he was, and now he's out, you're going to be hurting.
Yeah.
They don't have too many starting pitchers, so I think that is going to hurt them, and they won't make it past the wild card probably.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, the second question we have on Quick Takes is JD Martinez was also traded yesterday to the Diamondbacks. Does this make the Diamondbacks better?
Nope, he actually just got injured in the first inning. Nope. But even if he wasn't injured, I don't think it makes them better. Like, they're still a really good hitting team. I mean, their hitting has been consistent. They're not winning as many games, obviously, as the Dodgers right now. They're on a complete tear. But you and I even both talked about this, that we didn't see Arizona really being true challengers to anybody else in the NL other than the Dodgers and the Nationals or anybody else. So to me, their hitting wasn't their biggest problem. It was their pitching, and they didn't really solve anything by getting JD Martinez. And now that he's injured, it's like they didn't really do anything.
You're stealing everything from me. You're stealing everything.
I mean, I just pay attention to baseball. That's all I do.
You're killing me here. Yeah, I completely agree, obviously. JD Martinez helps. Again, it's the same thing as Todd Frazier to the Yankees. Now you have JD Martinez going to the Diamondbacks. It helps their lineup.
Yeah.
Now they have a better bat than what they had in Yasmani Tomas. And now I kind of feel like the Tigers knew that Martinez was injured, and they're like, yeah, here, go ahead.
Well, you know what? When was the last time that JD Martinez played a full season uninjured?
Exactly. You're correct on that.
Because last year he missed about 50 games because I think he oblique injury, I think it was. Yeah. So I know because I picked him up right when he got injured last season. So.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it doesn't solve their pitching. It makes their lineup a little bit better. Now that's saying that if this injury isn't completely serious,
right?
But it makes their lineup better. It might put them into a wild card. I feel like Colorado is actually starting to slow down a little bit. Obviously not today because they won 18-4, which is ridiculous. But
they're going to tank.
Exactly. you see them starting to slowly go downhill, and Arizona is keeping their pace.
Right.
So. Does it make their team better? No. It makes their lineup better. Does it make their team better? No. They're not going to win anything. They're not getting past the Nationals or the Dodgers.
Right.
All right. So we kind of alluded to Summer League a little bit. Are you impressed with Lonzo Ball's Summer League?
My honest opinion is I'm kind of impressed, and then I'm kind of not. Because again, we're talking about the Summer League. We're not talking about going against LeBron James or Steph Curry or Westbrook or any of these all-stars or any teams that have scouted you and played you. You're playing against people that you either just got drafted with or second-year players that might not even make the team, and you're doing all these crazy passes, and you're not even playing the real head coaches. You're playing like the assistant's head coach's coffee maker. So really, you're really not playing against anybody of real. I mean, the players are talented. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying here that I can play with any of them. I'm just saying that you're not getting Greg Popovich and Leonard or any of those, or the Spurs playing you right now. You're getting like the people that are going to probably get into training camp or not even get invited to training camp.
You can't even name anyone.
No.
On the Summer League.
So, but I mean, I'm impressed by his success right now. However, don't bank on him scoring 16 points and having a near triple double or 2 triple doubles in the Summer League as anything impressive in the regular season. Because my honest opinion, his stat line is going to look like 8 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. That's my honest thing of what I expect him to do. Because he's going to have to adjust to defense. He's going to actually have to play defense, and I want to see him more competitive and have a killer instinct. He still looks like he's just there to have fun. He looks like the typical LA guy that just wants to surf and hang out, and I want him to have some toughness to him. That's why I love De'Aaron Fox so much, because he's always ready to play, and he's always ready to just go after it. And I want Lonzo Ball to have the same thing. But I'm impressed that he's playing this well, but it's not the regular season, so...
I like Lonzo Ball. I will confess, I recorded every single game that he played, and I watched every single game, and I drove my wife completely nuts watching it. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're still watching it."
Uh-huh.
And I'll have a conversation with you that I did with the guys I played basketball with.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, I go, "What do you think about Lonzo Ball?" And he said, he goes, "Listen, it's Summer League, but does he look good? Yeah. He's got really good passes. Mm-hmm. He's making some rebounds that only he could make because of his length at point guard position. He's got to play defense now.
Yeah.
But does he look good? Yeah, he looks decent. Mm-hmm. Again, it's Summer League. It's basically college, and with a couple of particularly good players that have played in the NBA. There's one player that I will say I was most impressed with, and no one has talked about because he was only played one game. It was Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, no, he did
his
really
first
well.
game, and I watched him with Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball was struggling. Brandon Ingram took over that team and did what they drafted him for. I was really impressed. Again, it's Summer League. But the way he was scoring, what he was doing to get those points was very impressive, and I think will absolutely translate to the game. And with Lonzo Ball, it's a little different because he's still trying to learn the game, and a lot of the stuff that he did, I was noticing. I was like, yeah, you can get away with that here. You're not going to get away with it if a decent defender is going against.
Right, and honestly, I can't wait to see what happens when you have both Ingram and Julius Randle. Julius Randle's lost a lot of weight and really cut down. He's really trim and strong. I can't wait to see those two on the court. I'm sure Lonzo will do well, and as the season goes on, he'll get better. But like what we were talking about, it's Summer League. We really need to just make sure we wait till the regular season to really buy into this. But I mean, I still think he'll do really well. Just don't compare him to Kobe Bryant in a regular season game to his summer league game. That's just not cool. So.
I will say the one thing that I did notice that always stood out to me was his passing. His vision on the court was incredible, and it will absolutely help him in the NBA game.
For sure.
Is LeBron leaving Cleveland after this year?
I seem to remember the last video we did, you said no. I'm saying absolutely. He's 1 foot out. He is more out than he was the first time he left Cleveland, in my opinion. And I don't know where he's going. Obviously, it's not New York like I first predicted, but honestly, that was just more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of prediction. I honestly think that he can probably end up in LA. Magic Johnson is there, and you've got Lonzo Ball. It'll be his second season. He'll probably
Pope.
Yeah, and we got him. He's a phenomenal player and actually has the same agent as LeBron.
Yes.
So that's going to be a big key. Brandon Ingram I think he's going to really improve this season from his rookie season. So my prediction is LeBron is for sure leaving. I just think it's to LA, and they've got the cap space to do it. And it'll make him instant playoff team, but I don't know if it'll beat the Warriors. But then again, what does LeBron want? Does he want to chase championships, or does he now want to kind of go into the twilight of his career where he's now just tag teaming with the team to make him better, or what does he want to do? So
I will admit, it feels like he could leave a lot more than what I thought previously, like you said. I still do feel like he is going to stay in Cleveland, and the reason I feel that way is I don't think he wants to do Cleveland wrong. And I know a lot of people want to say, well, he's been chasing championships his whole career since he went to Miami, and I understand that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he wants to win in Cleveland so bad, other than just one. I feel like he wants to stay, and the only thing that makes me think that he would leave Cleveland, I feel like if he does leave, it's going to be because Kyrie leaves. Mm-hmm. And Kyrie, whether he might retire, because there's been some speculation that he might retire because he isn't in love with the game like he used to be, mm-hmm. or if he goes to a different team, because he seems like he's not really happy in Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would make LeBron say, okay, I need to go, because obviously I can't win here. Even though I still think he could recruit a bunch of players, then I think he would go. But I just feel like, yes, Cleveland is at a disadvantage because they didn't have a draft pick this year. Mm-hmm. And so now they're stuck with the same team. They re-signed Kyle Korver. Where else can you go other than you have to beat Boston, who actually improved a lot. Mm-hmm. With Jason Tatum and Gordon Hayward. So I feel like LeBron is going to stay, but I will admit for sure that there's a better chance of him leaving than I thought. In the previous. I
think what's making him prompt to leave more is one, the dysfunction in the ownership, because they just fired David Griffin, who was their GM, who was the one that was actually listening to LeBron James and bringing in these guys such as Deron Williams and paying Tristan Thompson, paying J.R. Smith. Actually, ironically, those two contracts are kind of what are tying the Cleveland Cavaliers' hands right now, and not being able to pay any more money to other free agents because they're so strapped right now in the cap space right now. But I think he's out just because Dan Gilbert, again, is just being a total tyrant, and he doesn't think very much of the front office. And right as the front office is starting to create this relationship with LeBron James, trying to get Carmelo Anthony or trying to get Paul George, and then all of a sudden, there's, to make magic happen, you got to do something, but you don't have that opportunity if they let him go too soon. Now LeBron's like, well, what are we doing now? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's where LeBron's at, and I just don't think he's staying in Cleveland. I think he's going to leave because Dan Gilbert is his own worst enemy. So
that's true. I don't think anyone's a fan of Dan Gilbert right now. All right, and this is the final question. This is something new that I wanted to try. Mm-hmm. We usually talk about another thing that happened in sports, but I kind of want to get your opinion on what you're looking forward to. So having said that, what are you going to be watching this week until our next video?
Well, Ballers comes out on Sunday, so I can't wait for that. Honestly, I'm going to be probably watching a lot of baseball highlights and trying to keep track of the wild card matchups, just because I'm actually curious to see now if the Cubs are going to make the playoffs. They're only 3 games above 500, and you've got teams like Milwaukee that are just leaping over them right now, and the world champs might not even make the playoffs, which is pretty sad. And it'll probably be, I think, the third team in the last 5 years to do so. Which ironically, 2 of those teams were the Giants. So I'm curious on that, and then I'm hoping to catch some Big Three basketball. I haven't seen that yet, but I've been hearing it's a lot of fun to watch. So.
That is something that you should watch. It's really cool. I really like, for those who haven't seen the Big Three, it's on Fox Sports 1. I have recorded every single, it's once a week. They play, every team plays. It's really fun to watch. It's a lot of guys that we grew up watching playing. Allen Iverson obviously is like the face of it right now. He doesn't really play, so I don't really watch him. Actually, my favorite team right now on the Big Three is Trilogy. I love Rick Mahorn from the Bad Boys in Detroit.
That's right.
He's the coach, and he has been... I mean, the way he coaches, I love it. I've fallen in love with that team just because of him. But yeah, it's really fun to watch. So if you get to watch it, I definitely say watch it. Something that I've been really watching though, and that I definitely will keep my eye on, is the Major League Baseball trade deadline, which is going to be the 31st. Obviously, we've seen Todd Frazier and JT Martinez, as we talked about. Jose Quintana going to the Cubs. That definitely is going to up their rotation even more. I think they have a better rotation this year than they did last year. And actually, they're performing better last year than this year. So we'll see what happens. But on paper and the players that they have, I think the rotation is better now. But right now, their lineup isn't doing well. Addison Russell is going downhill really quickly because of the allegations that are going on.
I was going to say that big allegation over his
Rizzo is not hitting how he has. Chris Bryant is constantly getting injured. He just got injured today.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff with the Cubs. But I'm looking forward to the trade deadline. I'm going to be watching Ballers. I'm going to watch Phelps versus Shark. I have to watch that.
Man, if this was August, it'd be lit, because then 26 is McGregor and Mayweather. I cannot wait.
So, those are the things that I'm going to be watching for, but specifically definitely the trade deadline. I want to see what happens, what teams are going to make a move, because I think the Yankees still need to make some moves.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers are going to stay with what they do, and that's surprising because they're usually buyers at this time. And I feel like they are so good at what they're doing right now, there's no reason to screw
with that. Don't mess anything up right now. I agree, though. The Yankees need to definitely be on the market right now for some pitching. That's what they're going to really need.
Yeah.
So look for the White Sox, or heck, even Toronto. They might, for the right price, they might give up Stroman. So.
And actually, just to finish up, I feel like Cleveland needs to go after Sonny Gray. After watching because I watched the series between them and the Giants. When the Giants are beating you the way that they did, you need a pitching rotation, and you need someone quick. Carlos Carrasco actually pitched really well today. The bullpen burned him. That doesn't usually happen with them, but they have to do something, and I think Sonny Gray will definitely help them out. They also need a better lineup, the Cleveland Indians. But with the AL Central being as bad as it is, I don't see them losing it, but... I feel like if you're the Indians, if you want to do some damage, go get Sonny Gray. So that's what I'm watching for. So.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you guys for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Drew Code Sports Talk. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which is also Drew Code Sports Talk. This is Cody Johnson, and I am Andrew Wright. Thank you guys for joining us.